What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I wanted to talk about this governor that very much showed that old people really don't understand technology, and it's just a head-scratching moment for sure. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Get quiet now, lay low when you're rich, so I'm biting down. Make it out, stack the bread, 'cause you're
Alright, so I think ever since that one clip of senators trying to question Mark Zuckerberg about Facebook came out, I've been pretty aware that politicians don't understand a whole lot about technology. But this story that I've got today honestly made me be like, wait, this is a way bigger problem than I even expected. Confused governor says looking at web pages HTML is criminal hacking. Putting on my hacker hoodie and clicking view source. Yeah, basically, the web page's HTML is something you can see on any web page. If you right-click and hit view source, you can literally do it on any web page and see some information. And the Missouri teachers website, right? So the entire state of Missouri's teachers website was displaying social security numbers of teachers in HTML, which means it was basically public information. Anyone on the website could have seen social security numbers. We all know that's a very not good thing. And when the people confronted the governor about this, he said that they were going to be prosecuting all the hackers who stole information. The only problem is it's not stealing information if it's just publicly on display. Hypothetically, it's like if you hit view source right now and it just told you the winning lottery numbers. For some reason, if that happened, it's not your fault that that information was publicly displayed. You didn't have to hack anything to get it. Governor Mike Parsons is sick and tired of all these sophisticated no-good hackers, and he's not going to take it anymore. The Missouri governor has no idea what he's talking about. During a Thursday press conference, the confused elected official lashed out at a journalist who reported a vulnerability in an official Department of Elementary and Secondary Education website. The reporter notably waited until officials fixed the error before publishing the story. The flaw? The website apparently included teachers' social security numbers in the HTML. Listen, I understand that the governor is not in charge of the website by any means, and it's not his job to set up the teacher's website. That being said too, though, he kind of needs to have a basic level of understanding of kind of what's going on in his system and all the computer systems to be able to answer questions about why they were displaying social security numbers publicly on the education website. I get it, not everybody's going to be able to understand that, viewing the page source of HTML isn't hacking. But maybe when your state has a big scandal where, you accidentally display teachers' social security numbers publicly, it's a good idea to get them up to speed with what happened. This poor news reporter did the right thing, waited until the issue was fixed, and then was going to ask about it to, figure out how that happened, what they're going to do to prevent it in the future. Reasonable questions if they're leaking social security numbers. And instead just gets this lecture about no good hackers, man. It's like you boomers just really don't understand how this internet stuff works. And that's what makes me scared for the future of our cybersecurity, bro. Is listen, I'm not an expert by any means, don't get it wrong, but I definitely could be hey guys, let's make sure that social security numbers aren't displayed publicly anywhere on the web page. That's just not even something that crosses the mind of the people in charge right now. It's not even a thought that they have. I don't think I'm a cybersecurity expert by any means. I don't think many people are. But I'm just saying, these governors literally think that Facebook is listening to them through their car radio. Again, to be clear, there was no hacking involved here, a fact seemingly lost on Parsons, but not on the scores of cybersecurity experts, reporters, and privacy advocates who actually understand the issue at hand. The state is committing to bring justice to anyone who hacked our system and anyone who aided or encouraged them to do so in accordance to what Missouri law allows and requires, wrote Parson. I just love that he was this confident about it. Here's the thing, whatever, let's let him slide. They probably should understand technology at a base level to be a politician at this point. It's just too important to the infrastructure of the country. I wouldn't want a president that doesn't understand anything about the energy sector. I don't necessarily want any politician of any party to be in charge and not know a base level of stuff about a lot of stuff. That being said, let's give him a pass here. Let's say you just don't know anything about web pages. You're cool with that. At the bare minimum, maybe don't be so zealous and over-the-top confident with your answer and threaten somebody and threaten those criminals out there if you just don't actually know what happened. If there was ever a time to do the old, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I'm not really up to date with what's been going on with that situation. So until I figure it out, I'm going to have to just say no thanks for a while and I'll get back to you. Right there was the time to do it, but no, now you just made yourself look silly like an out of touch old dude who, is in charge of all these laws when it comes to technology and the cybersecurity of a state, and you just literally have no idea what's going on. And you didn't have to self-report yourself like that, bro. You didn't have to let everyone know you were a clueless old man. People were kind of guessing it, but like you literally told everyone by being like, "We're going to come down on these hackers who looked at the HTML of our webpage. If you did that, you're going to jail." This is kind of the attitude that I imagine if like an 8-year-old was also the mayor of a city and they were just kind of asking him questions, and because he's 8, he's just assuming that they're asking him legit questions, so he's just kind of answering it how he thinks people want him to answer. But the difference is he's just 80 and he's in charge of an entire state. Though no private information was clearly visible nor searchable on any of the web pages, the newspaper found that teachers' social security numbers were contained in the HTML source code of the pages involved. Parson, who has never heard of USource, obliquely threatened the Post reporter with prosecution. It's stuff like this, and then the Facebook hearing where, they're like, "Hey, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're not selling a product, how do you make money, huh?" And he's like, "Advertising," and they don't understand that business model, or stuff like this where, they're just like, "We're gonna prosecute anyone that looked at that stuff, even though we made it public." They just really don't understand technology, and it's become more and more obvious, especially with COVID, that our cybersecurity needs a little bit of work, and it makes me nervous that the people in charge of it just don't really understand the basic ways the internet works. Or as I said, fine, if you don't understand how it works, that's okay. Not everyone is a computer person, but when you're the governor of a state, it's just important that you don't say stuff that makes you look like an out-of-touch old person that doesn't know what's going on. And he's not the only politician that does it. I don't want this to become a this particular governor thing. It's just something that scares me about the leadership of our country in general, is that it's all 87-year-olds that just were not alive and young when this world existed. It's not their fault. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little bit concerning that, the thing that they really don't have a lot of experience with is now one of the most important things, period, that we have to be able to protect and keep secure. Maybe Facebook account hacks aren't that important, but when cybersecurity starts shutting down power plants and oil pipelines and all that stuff, which it already has started to do with these ransomware attacks, it becomes more important that we're aware of how to protect these things. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it with my little rant here. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video. I'd really appreciate it. If you really want to help me out, you can check out the intro song. A link to it will be down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast. And, of course, you could use code Scrubae at the G Fuel checkout. Really helps me out, and you get a discount on G Fuel. And beyond that, it's Halloween now, so you can get yourself a piece of the Halloween merch from the top link in the description down below. It's pretty fantastic. It's pretty cool. It's on screen now. But on that note, guys, that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.